Hello everyone. So, as you might have noticed, I've built the front panel for my computer. Um, so I think this was in the last video anyway, the display. Um, Maybe it wasn't, I can't remember. But yeah, that's in here now. So I've got the camera quite low down and I'm kneeling on the ground to do this because the way I've built this at the moment is that it's quite deep set because it won't come all the way forward. So to actually see it, you have to be quite low down. Yeah, and so I built this. I actually managed to get all these LEDs in yesterday. Yeah, so these switches, they're nice and funky. And they do work, so they light up the LED and they also go straight to the ALU. I'll show you that working, or I'll show you what it looks like behind there afterwards. But for now, I'm just going to run this and show you it doing stuff. So as you can see, I got it set to 0, 0. So I still only have the one display at the moment. So it's showing both numbers and switching between them. But if I flick this, you'll see one of the numbers becomes 1. If I put 1 here, it will be 3. And so this is there's two 8-bit numbers here. So this is another 1 here. So that will add it to 2. So that's 1 add 1 equals 2. So yeah, it shows each number is actually 4 bits. So if I wanted to show 1, 1, I would flick this one. It would show 1, 1. That for 1, 2. If I'd done that, and what is it? It's this one. It should be 1, 2 again. Yeah. Well, it's actually 2, 1. So yeah, that's working. You can get an F out of it, or 2 Fs out of it. So, actually I'll put it, I want to show you something. This might work. So there's an issue. At the moment it's only using the one display. It just updates when the number changes. But when I sort of set it up to pretend there's another display there, so I tied this to the clock, and the idea is it would only show one of the numbers, so it would show one number, turn off, show the other one. But it didn't quite work like that. I'll see if I can, I think it's this white lead here. So if I take this out, it should just stick to one number. Or completely fail. What was that? Was that the wrong one? Can't remember what value it was. Was it yellow? Might have been the yellow one. Okay. Let's try tying that to this. Okay, yeah, here we go. There's so many cables in here, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you... Oh, hold on. Maybe I should do it. So you'll see, when it comes back on, it's still displaying the old number for like a split second. Anyway, I'll put that back in. Yeah, there we go. So, I need to fix that somehow. Because what that means is when you run it at a high frequency, it basically just shows both numbers. So even if I had the other display there, it would try and show both numbers on both displays. Because what happens is this switches over, or this tries to switch display before the new number has actually come up through the circuit. It doesn't... It's I sort of built it under the assumption that this would happen instantaneously. It doesn't, apparently, it seems. Maybe there's like it only takes a few nanoseconds for these LEDs to come on and you can notice them. So, yeah. So I've already designed a circuit that I'm going to add to this. I'll probably just put it on the back of this board. But basically what it does is just before it does a switch, it will turn the display off. And then after it's finished a switch, it will turn back on. So it would be off, switch, on, off, switch, on, and hopefully that will hide it. And because when this is running at high frequency, you won't notice it going off, it should be fine. I hope. I'm going to have to breadboard the circuit to test it first. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this display, or this front panel anyway. So at the moment it's just adding numbers together. I plan to add another row of LEDs just above this one, which will be the result in binary, because this is the result in hex, so I want the result in binary as well. And so at the moment it's just adding two numbers. So that's going to be like the mini goal I've got at the moment, is just to get this working with just adding numbers together. Then I'll add in features I'll start expanding the ALU so it can do subtraction and logical operations. After that, when it starts becoming an actual computer, these will be used for programming. So you'll have these 8 bits will be for the address. To start off with, we'll actually only have 16 bytes of memory, so you'll only use the 4. But if I expand it and use all 8, I can go up to 256 bytes of memory. And so yeah, that'll be the address bits, and then the other 8 bits will be for the actual data. So when you set an address, the idea is it should show what's currently at that address up here, and then what you want to set it to down here, for example. So these two numbers would be different, and then there'll be something up here or something, like more switches up here to actually control what it's doing. And yeah, you'll be able to just click load or something, and it will take this data and put it into memory at whatever address you've got set here. So that's the idea for the future. For now, I'm going to pan this up without moving my table that's holding this camera. So yeah, as you can see, here's the ALU lying on its side. That's just so you can see the LEDs in it. So it's a bit dim. But yeah, you can see them come on. And if I add the other bits, you can see it does the carry as well. All fine. It's not a very good angle. Nah, don't think I could do it. Because I'm still filming this on my phone, it's not very versatile. But yeah, as you can see, numbers go from the front panel directly to that through this massive mess of wires. I'll turn this off, because if I take it out I can turn it around and actually show you this. So yeah, that's the front panel. I can get closer. There we go. So at the moment what I'm doing here is just where these switches were before on the breadboard, I've just put some DuPont cables in there and just gone over to here as well. So they actually come from the display to that, then to the ALU, then the ALU does everything it was doing before. So this does need a bit of cable management, because this is crazy. I plan to probably make another little board that just tucks in here somewhere, and that will just have the 8 pins next to each other, and just tie these round to that. It will just make it a lot neater, and that will mean you only have a couple of, 2 or 3 entry points coming off here, and I could just cable manage that to whatever they will need to go to. At the moment it's the ALU. So yeah. Oh, another thing, I did actually set it up to test how much power it's using, and it's currently at 180 milliamps, around that, which is okay. The reason I checked is because like this does actually get really quite hot, but this is rated up to 700 milliamps, so apparently it can take a lot more damage, a lot more pain than that. So yeah, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. My plan now, I think, will probably just be sorting out all these cables. Like I say, cable management are over here, getting rid of half of this because it's not needed now, I kind of want to tie this down somewhere, as well as the multiplexer down there, the little red board, because that feeds directly into this, and it always will. So I might just move that in front or to the side of it, and get that fixed. And this goes into that, but it won't always do so. So I'm not sure where to put it yet. So I haven't even got this set up yet. But this is what will feed directly into the multiplexer, because this is the output register. So the ALU won't even feed into this. The ALU will go to the bus, which selectively goes into this, whenever I want it to. So, yeah, quite a lot of work. Yeah, so just the reason it's got all these cables is just that everything's sort of in the air at the moment. I haven't made any plans. But, yeah, let's try and pan this down a bit, and I will try and do some post. Didn't actually think this far ahead, and forgot I had any post. Have I got any? Okay, I've literally only got one thing. Yeah, okay, I've only got one thing. Even though I have actually had a lot of posts this week because of all the front panel stuff, but I've sort of just used it immediately. But anyway, this is nothing special. It's actually just copper plates. So it's like it's the same board as perf board and stuff, but it hasn't got any, it's not pads or anything, it's just copper. So what I was planning to do was actually, I'm not going to do any sort of weird chemical stuff to make my own PCBs, but I have got engraving kits and stuff, so I could scratch out circuits and stuff. Yeah, I just thought that would be a fun thing to play with. Yeah, there's quite a few of these. They were nice and cheap. Oh yeah, that one's already... I wonder if there's a protective film on that, or if it is just scratched up. Oh well. Yeah, that's all I've got for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.